why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how I beat this beat up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofu with KO Sports Talk, back at with another video. And I got my guest host, Charles Miller, today. And we're going to be discussing about how Shane Waldron can unlock Justin Fields this season, or if we draft a rookie quarterback, depending on what Ryan Poles do. And we're also going to be talking about what we can learn from the Detroit Lions, them going to the NFC Championship game and facing the San Francisco 49ers, and how we can be in a similar projection or a similar rate to what they're going towards 2024 season. But before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe to make sure you get notification in regards to Chicago Bears news, and not only just Chicago Bears news, NFL news and NBA or any other types of sports in general. But let's dive into this video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the hiring of Shane Waldron. He was a former offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks from 2021 to 2023. Shane Waldron is known for helping resurrect Geno Smith's career. Before he came to the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith was primarily a bust. Everybody perceived him as a bust after coming from the New York Jets. But when he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks, Shane Waldron was able to unlock Geno Smith's, strengths, play to his strengths. And not only that, Shane Waldron, he has a lot of creativity in his offense, primarily doing a 12 man set, including the two tight ends, including certain wrinkles in it, creating like a 5-man set within his offense, like a max protect in his offense. But we're going to dive more into this. Chuck, I want to get your input in us hiring Shane Waldron and what we can expect for this upcoming season.
What's going on out there, KO Sports Talk land? Chuck Full Damage One Miller, the biggest Bears fan that you know. And I appreciate you guys for coming in today. I request that you all like, comment, and subscribe to this channel as you get all your latest, greatest Bears news right here. To be honest with you, Kof, I didn't really know a whole lot about Shane Waldron at the onset. So I had to start digging deeper into who this guy was. And what I discovered is that he's been the leader of the Seattle Seahawks offense. He's been offense coordinator for the last 3 years. And Shane Waldron has, like you pointed out, he's helped resurrect the career of Geno Smith. But also, he's led a top 10 offensive barrage or charge, if you will, for the Seattle Seahawks since he's been there. What I discovered is that he does a lot of building off of plays. He does a lot of stacking, what I call off of plays. So he'll set up a formation. He'll run a myriad of plays out of that same formation. He builds everything based on what the formation is. He'll go from run plays to play actions to tight ends, to play action to mid-level, to play action to deep throws out of the same formations. Those kinds of setups can be very tricky for defenses to try to figure out how to stop them. So from what I'm gathering of him, he's pretty good at building off of a quarterback's strengths. He's pretty good at helping him, realize those strengths. And he appears, could be wrong, but he appears to be pretty masterful at helping the quarterback get to the next level, of the passing game. He helped Geno Smith practically throw for 4,000 yards in 2 consecutive seasons, in each one of these seasons here. So compared to what we just had in Luke Getsy, and I'm not going to say that all was bad with Luke Getsy, people, but compared to what we had in Luke Getsy, I see a guy who could help unlock even more of an offensive punch and more firepower from Justin Fields and from the rest of this offensive core. That's what I see.
Yeah, definitely. And, and like a lot of his plays includes like a lot of wrinkles. like including a two tight end set. Like sometimes he might have two tight ends blocking. Like if he knows his offensive line, because I've done a little bit of studying, a little bit of tape,
Mhm.
and I see that, like I think last year, the offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks, they were dealing with a lot of injuries, and pretty much one or two of their starting offense line was there. And so what
Mhm.
is that he includes like a lot of max protect. So he would have two tight ends each on each side of the quarterback.
Mhm.
And what they'll do is that they'll either do like a block, they'll do like a chip block, and that they'll get out open
Right.
enough time for the quarterback to get enough time to hit that open receiver. Or what he'll do is that he will have like a trips formation, like he'll
Mhm.
have three wide receivers, and what he would do, like he would try to like fake out, like have one receiver, like let's say DK Metcalf, he's going on the inside. It almost looked like he's going on the inside, but really he's
Right.
going on the outside zone, and then you'll have like maybe like Tyler Lockett go inside. And like he said, he's very, very creative, with a lot of his play calling. And I think with
Mhm.
him, him coming from the Sean McVay tree and also working with the Shanahan offense, I think with
Mhm.
him, with his experience, with working with so many coaches, he has that experience and he has that open-mindedness to change his play. It's something that we didn't get out of Luke Getsy, because Luke Getsy, he didn't know how to make adjustments in the second half. And with him, he knows how to make the proper adjustments to keep defenses guessing, and that was his problem. Like with the Seattle Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks gave the San Francisco 49ers so much problems, and
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
also, with the Dallas Cowboys, with that high scoring game, how good
Mhm.
that Dallas Cowboys defense, they gave them so many problems. They gave a lot of NFL teams problems. And so
Yeah,
I
yeah. Top 10 in the league in offensive production.
and
What I
explosive
love the
EPA
most,
per play too.
yeah, what I love the most is I love the wrinkle fits that he adds. Because these wrinkles gives you multiple plays out of the same formation. So now you got a defense guessing, or you're keeping them off balance. When they see one formation, generally a defense knows what you're about to run out of that formation, especially if they've seen you running before. So, but
Mhm,
if you come out of that same formation and you got four
mhm,
or five different options, 7 to 8 different options out of that one formation, now it poses a problem to a defense and it keeps them on their heels while you're able to stand in the pocket and buy time to release, to pick whatever options are available to you in that. Plus, I noticed on film with him that he gives his quarterbacks, and not to say, like I'm saying, I'm not sitting here trying to gas him up
mhm,
and gas like Luke Getsy in any wise, but he just seems to give more options in the passing game in most plays than Luke Getsy did with Justin Fields. And I believe he'll be able to give more of those options to Justin Fields. So you don't just have the DJ Moore as a target and the Cole Kmet as a number two. There are other options. There's an option in the run game. There's an option in the two tight end set where it's not just Cole Kmet. So if you double down on Cole Kmet, here's another guy.
right. He has running backs blocking. It's not just only tight ends. He has everybody blocking.
Well, I thought the running backs, from what I saw, because of the decimation of injuries that was on the
Mhm,
Seattle Seahawks offensive line, they were shredded with injuries last year. I
mhm,
thought the running backs in blocking and chip blocking and what have you, with the block and release type of runs and stuff, I thought that was very innovative on his part to make up for the lack of protection in the pocket
mhm,
for Geno Smith last year.
mhm,
So I think he can definitely bring some interesting things to the table. I think he knows what he's doing. So we're not going to see all of these plays where players are running the exact same route in the exact same space and confusing the heck out of a quarterback, where he doesn't know who to throw the ball to. Because when he stands up and looks over in that area, you have two people standing in the same place. We saw
mhm,
way too much of that last year in play design. And people can say what they want to say. That is play design at the end of the
mhm,
day. That is poor play design. If you got proper play design, you do not have players stacked on top of each other. Either you got receivers who don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't know who they're blocking. They don't know their assignments.
Right.
That's poor play design.
Right. Either you got receivers who don't know what they're doing in route running. You got offensive linemen who don't know what they're doing in blocking schemes, or you got poor play design. It's just one of those three things, So I do believe he could definitely help Justin Fields in this offense in the passing game. But I think we need more than just an offensive coordinator. And so I'm happy to see, and I'm kind of segueing ahead here, I'm happy to see that they're allowing him to pick up the offensive coaching staff that he wants around him, that can help him get everything where he wants it. So there's a sense of commonality and comfortability and understanding with each other already. I think that can help this offense get faster. I think it can help it go help Justin Fields and DJ Moore and Kokemet and all these guys. I think it can help all of them get up the street quicker than what we saw this year with Luke Getsy and his changes in the offense. So yeah, I think it's a good hire. I gotta be honest though, Cole. He wasn't necessarily my first choice, bro. Wasn't necessarily my first choice. Of the candidates that they did interview, I thought Cliff Kingsbury would have been the better.
Clint Kingsbury, yeah.
Whomever.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cliff Kingsbury. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I thought he would have been the better fit. I've been watching that dude for years over there working with Kyler Murray. He knows how to maximize the usage of a skill set that a mobile quarterback like a Kyler Murray or Justin Fields has. And I thought he would have been the better fit.
He also worked with Patrick Mahomes too in Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Shane Waldron pick though. I'm really not. I'm not mad at it. He wasn't my first choice because I didn't know much about him, but I don't think he's a bad fit, bro. I really don't think he's a bad fit. I think he's a very thoughtful fit. And dare I say this, you got who is this? Matt Eberflus here for one more year. If for whatever reason the Bears decide to move away from him, if we decide to move away from him, I believe they're setting it up so that Shane Waldron is already in place to possibly take over the head coaching position, bro, after this year. So if there is a move, I think that that's what this is. This is why they're allowing him to put so many pieces in place so he's comfortable with what's going on here, But I like it. I like it overall. Bro.
Yeah, I definitely like the hiring, and like with him, he's also helped not only DK Metcalf have back-to-back 1,000 yards. He's also getting his wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3, like getting him a lot more receptions. Like we could look at Tyler Lockett right now. Let's look at his stats. He's had though this season he's had 894 yards and 79 receptions this season, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, his third wide receiver option, he's had at least 63 receptions, 628 yards, 4 touchdowns, and so he utilizes like all three of his wide receivers, his wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 3. And he's always scheming them to get open. That's one thing that Luke Getsy failed last year. He didn't have enough wide receivers, to get open, and pretty much it was only just DJ Moore, and DJ Moore was pretty much the only one that was only getting open. He didn't allow Darnell Mooney to get too much involved in the passing game, and whoever our wide receiver 3 was, like that was pretty much an afterthought. And so I think with Shane Waldron is like he's always allowing his players to always get open, scheming them to get open, whether it's the tight ends or the wide receivers, always scheming them to get open. That's what I liked about him, when I was studying a little bit of his tape yesterday.
Yeah. He definitely is instrumental in helping a quarterback excel in a passing game. And let me say this, I've been hearing people say stuff, when it comes to Justin Fields, he holds the ball 8 to 10 seconds in the pocket. He holds the ball too long. And all of that may be true, but keep in mind, Bears fans, that when we are looking at the plays that's happening on the field from a TV screen, we're only seeing half of the field. We're only seeing the trajectory and the angle that the camera angles are allowing us to see. You can't see what a quarterback is seeing down the field, bro.
Yeah, you're not seeing the full field.
Right, you're not seeing the full field. So you don't know what this man is looking at and why he is holding the ball as long as he is. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's no one open. Maybe he's waiting for someone to clear and come open.
Yes. If he throws to that area, it might be a bait. It might be bait, you know, for the
maybe he
DB
sees
to get
coverage.
an interception.
Maybe he sees coverage coming down over the top. Maybe he sees the double team. Maybe he sees a triple team. We don't know what he's looking at. So to constantly criticize a quarterback for not releasing the ball in a timely manner, and not doing this and not doing that, it's kind of
it's disingenuous.
Yeah, it's kind of disingenuous. Well, I'm not going to even say it's disingenuous. It shows your lack of knowledge on how the position works. You know, and mind you, all of this is happening in split second timing. It's not like he's got all day to sit back there and figure out where to throw the ball. You got a defense coming at him, and they're coming full bore, and they're trying to kill him every chance that they get. So if you think it's easy playing quarterback in the NFL, I would implore you, just go to a pickup game with scrimmage with a high school team or something. See how fun that is. Because
or a semi-pro team. Try doing that with a semi-pro team and see how that feels.
Unlike some of us armchair quarterback QBs and GMs out here and coaches out here, I've actually done that. I've scrimmaged with high school teams and what have you. I played defense. I played some offense. I did coverages. I've done all that. That stuff is happening lightning fast, and that's on the high school level. We're not even talking at the pro level. We're not even talking at the pro level. So until you've done that, until you've experienced that, until you stood in that pocket with the pressure of a defense boring down on you, waiting for routes to come open, don't tell me that this guy is some kind of horrible quarterback because he's not hurrying up and releasing the ball. There's a reason that a quarterback holds the ball. There's a reason why he runs around. It's not always that he doesn't know what he's doing. He sucks. He can't throw. He can't read the defense. That's not always the answer. There's a lot to process when you're a quarterback. This is why quarterbacks get paid the most money in the NFL, because quarterbacks have the heaviest load of job to do.
That's what I hate about a lot of these Chicago media, like CHGO, like Adam Hogue, and 670 The Score, like Lawrence Holmes, or those guys. They're always talking about, oh, Justin Fields, he always holds the ball too long. Oh, you have a chance to draft Caleb Williams, who could potentially be like a Patrick Mahomes mixed with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched it. I think Herb Lawrence, he was having a debate with Adam Hogue about whether to keep Justin Fields or to draft Caleb Williams. And Herb Lawrence, he was talking about they should, he was advocating them they should keep Justin Fields and trade that pick to kind of build a haul,
right.
And Adam Hogue, he was just saying that no, when you can't pass up on a generational talent. Well, we always hear this every single year. Oh, this quarterback is generational. This quarterback is generational. This quarterback is generational. Like, seriously. And the last 25 years, we've only had maybe 2 or 3. Who was it? Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, I could remember, who are really generational, who are like top 3,
well, let's not even go that far back, because statistically, percentage-wise, it's shown that of the quarterbacks that get drafted at the top of the leaderboard in the first round, generally they only succeed at the NFL level at a 33% clip. So that means, people, that 66% of the time teams have gotten it wrong, thinking that they got a generational talent at number 1. There's no guarantee that these quarterbacks are going to pan out. What I don't get is, I understand.
I gotta take some real quick. Talk to me.
Go ahead. What I don't get is and I don't understand is that you got these people who want every quarterback to develop in the NFL at the same rate of speed. I'm sorry, but not everybody can come out and have the opportunity that a Jordan Love had. We can sit for 3 or 4 years behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and learn from him. Not everyone's in a Patrick Mahomes situation where he can sit for a couple of years and learn an offense before he has to get out on the field. Not everyone is in a CJ Stroud situation where he's a unique talent and he knows how to get in and right away be productive. That doesn't happen to every quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry to break the news to you, Bears fans, but it takes more time than that on the usual basis for a quarterback to develop. Not only that, I am sick and fed up. I'm sick and tired of all of these so-called Bears fans, and I'm putting that in quotation.
And media too.
I'm wondering if you're true Bears fans at this point. I'm sick of everybody just always lambasting Justin Fields and making him be this horrid quarterback as though they didn't see the lineup that was around him in this town. You know, I've heard people thrash Justin Fields and say he messed up Allen Robinson's career. How you mess up Allen Robinson's career? Allen Robinson came to Chicago. He was already a proven talent coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars. This dude already had a reputation as a premier wide receiver. And
he was already out the door before Justin Fields was even drafted. Like
Justin Fields had absolutely nothing to do with that. And I hate to break
that was between him and Ryan Pace. That whole
I hate to break the news to you, but football is a team sport. It is not a one-man wrecking crew sport. You do not get the opportunity to go out here and play hero ball game in and game out and win all the games by yourself. You need receivers, which Justin Fields did not have coming in. His number one receiver was Darnell Mooney. And as you saw this year, Darnell Mooney never probably should have ever been a number one receiver. Not that he's a bad receiver. He's just not number one receiver caliber. He's not number one receiver caliber. He didn't have a Kojic offensive line, which he's just starting to get that information that's just starting to come together this year. He didn't have a lot to work with. When Justin Fields first hit this team, they had him littered with tight ends that could catch. There were some catching tight ends here, Cole Kmet being one. And he had a running game with David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. That's all he had to work with, people. That's all he had to work with. You showed
he didn't have no wide receivers. The second best was what? Equinemius St. Brown in 2022? And they were literally tanking.
You show me any quarterback in this league that's got Darnell Mooney as his number one receiver, Equinemius St. Brown as his number two, Cole Kmet as his tight end, and a running game to work with. You show me any one of these premier quarterbacks with that lineup, I'll show you a quarterback with less than 500 record. I'll guarantee it. Everybody wants to praise Patrick Mahomes. Did everybody forget that he had Tyreek Hill to start his career off with? That he had the top tight end in the world and Travis Kelce on that team? Did everybody forget that? Had a genius mind in Andy Reid with play designing on offense? Everybody forgets this stuff. They forget the help that these guys had around them. Even with CJ Stroud, everybody looks at him. He's the rookie phenom, and he is. And CJ Stroud is great. I'm taking absolutely nothing from him. He had a phenomenal year on a phenomenal team. But look around him and look what he got on that team. He's got Nico Collins over there, a premier quality receiver. You also got DeMeco Ryan as the head coach. You got Tank Dell as a rookie receiver. These dudes came in and they were studs right off the bat. And he had a formidable defense that gave him time to figure it out. So when he had mess ups, they could recover him from his mess ups.
Yeah, one of the best left tackles too. Let's not forget about the left tackle too.
That's all I'm saying. Game. Before you go praising all these other quarterbacks, look at what's around them. Joe Burrow, his first year, he stunk up the joint. But you add T. Higgins and add Jamar Chase, this dude's going to a Super Bowl. You get the right pieces around any quarterback, and if he's worth his salt, he'll be able to excel, bro. He'll be able to excel, bro. And it's just that plain and simple. Everybody wants to put Justin Fields down. He's a bum. He's horrible. He's this, he's that, and the third. You'll deal with the same circumstances he's dealt with, and you tell me that you'll do better. This man just got a number one receiver this year, and this is his third year in the league. He just got a number one receiver.
And guess what? They have the highest he has the highest QBR rating when between a QB and a wide receiver. He has the highest
Right, QB wide
QBR
receiver duo. Yeah, the Bears. Yeah,
duo.
146.6 people. In case you're concerned
Mhm.
about the number, in case you want to know what the number is, it's
In case y'all want to
146.6.
know.
Yeah, that's the top QB number one receiver duo in the league.
In the
And guess
league.
who has them? Yep, we do right here in Chicago. Justin Fields, this bum. Everybody's calling busting. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
And
and that
even
receiver.
DJ Moore advocated that, he's like saying nobody in the draft is better than him. Like, why would you want to get rid of that chemistry? Because you don't want to get rid of the chemistry. People want to talk about the NFL as a business. Well, this is part of the business. You do not want to break up that chemistry. You do not want to break up that type of chemistry between a QB and their wide receiver, because that could pretty much set your rebuild back 2 or 3 years. If you just get rid of Justin Fields, like let's say you draft Caleb Williams and you trade Justin Fields, who knows if their chemistry is going to work? Who knows? You don't know. Right. You don't know if DJ Moore is going to work with Caleb Williams. You don't know if he's going to work with whoever they draft.
Who knows if the locker room is going to embrace this kid? They might be salty. They might be salty at the move. A lot of these players came over here to play with Justin Fields. DeMarcus Walker came over here to play with Justin Fields. Nate Davis came over here to play with Justin Fields. These dudes were telling you in their press conferences they came to play with Justin Fields. DJ Moore loves playing with Justin Fields. If you want a team to have chemistry, you have to keep pieces in place that develop that chemistry. That is the only legitimate reason that I see that the Chicago Bears as an organization had for holding on to Matt Eberflus, because these players have chemistry with him. They like him. They play for him. Regardless if he's a great coach or not, they play for this guy. And when you got good chemistry between a coaching staff or coach and the players on the team,
you don't want to break it up.
You have to keep that chemistry in place. Otherwise, you'll get disgruntled players who may not play for the franchise. They may want out. That goes on, people. That goes on. Franchises fall apart based on those types of moves and those types of things. Yeah, I didn't hear any of these players, asking for or calling for Justin Fields' head on a platter. Everybody I hear calling for Justin Fields' head on a platter, either former retired players who've never played the quarterback position, or
Chicago media or fans,
or there are people who think they're armchair GMs and they know what's best for the Chicago Bears franchise, and they have the patience of a turnip. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They never played football, most of them. They've never coached football. They've never suited up in anybody's any level of football in any wise, and they have very little to no knowledge of what the game entails. I don't think you got the whole league of players, not coaches, but players that's telling you that Justin Fields is a quality quarterback. While the Atlanta Falcons got all they people talking about getting Justin Fields down there if he's such a bum. Why is everybody trying their best to figure out a way to get this dude from the Chicago Bears to wherever their needs are at, to whatever team that they have a need at? Why are they trying to get to him if he's such a bum? If other teams go for sitting around right now, they're salivating at the chops, waiting to see if the Bears are going to come off with Justin Fields. They are ready for this move, bro. And if the Bears jump out there and they do that, and God forbid that Rand Paul should, I think he's way smarter than these so-called armchair GMs. This is why he got the job and they don't. If they jump out there and they do that, bro, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem in Chicago, bro. It's going to be mutiny on the bounty. And I think this team would dismantle as quick as they got together, bro. I think it really would. The smart thing for the Bears to do is trade down in the draft and go get Marvin Harrison Jr. This is no-brainer stuff, people.
No-brainer.
No-brainer stuff.
And tying into the continuity, right? I want to tie this into this next topic. I'm pretty sure what the Detroit Lions, with the success they're having, they're going to the NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, when they hired Dan Campbell, I think his first 2 years, they weren't even that great. I think the first year they won 3 games. His first year they went 3-13.
3-13 and
one second year.
one tie.
Yeah, and then the second year they started out 1-6. A lot of Detroit Lions fans were calling for Dan Campbell's head. Let's not remember. I watched a lot of Detroit, on sports content creators. I remember a
Mhm.
couple of them. They were like saying, "Oh, let's get rid of Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell sucks. He's not a great head coach. We need to hire somebody else." But guess what? They went not after that. They went on like a eight game winning streak.
Mhm.
They went 9-8 this season. They win 12 games, and they're pretty much on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl if they beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Mhm.
Bears fans, this is what I'm telling you. You got to be patient. You have to be patient. Yeah, I
Mhm.
might not agree, with everything, with Matt Eberflus and everything, but that's not for us to decide. The players are playing for him. You see it every day on the field. You see it every day. They come in, they
Absolutely.
play hard, they play hard-nosed football. They give it their all, and you definitely see it. If you fired Matt Eberflus, let's say if you fired him and you hired Jim Harbaugh, who
Mhm.
knows if those players would have bought into his system? You don't know that. You don't even know if Justin Fields might have bought into the system. That's why continuity matters in the
Right.
NFL. This is part of the business. This is how teams win. This is how teams win games. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. They're a perfect example. Kyle Shanahan, his first 2 years, terrible. We can go back to his first 2 years. He was terrible his first 2 years.
Mhm.
But look, this is what his fifth straight season going to the NFC Championship game with two starting quarterbacks. He went a couple of years with Jimmy
Mid-tier
Garoppolo,
quarterbacks, people. Mid-tier.
mid-tier quarterback with Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy.
Yep.
I mean, we got to be patient. This is a part of how teams win constantly. This is how teams win year after year, build contending teams. It takes at least 2 to 3 years before they start competing. And this is us going on year three of the rebuild. And this is what's going to help us become contending for years on end. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was not built in a day. Justin
Mhm.
Fields had to go through Matt Nagy, who didn't play to his strengths his first
Mhm.
year. Second year, Ryan Poles literally pretty much gutted the team. They were pretty much rebuilding. And even during that time, Justin Fields was doing everything in his power to help this team win. Had 7 or 8 games that were like one-score games. I could name you a
Right.
couple games where they should have won if it wasn't for some wide receiver drops or it wasn't for some defensive meltdowns. This season, you know, we had like 14 straight games of giving up 25 points per game. The first 4 games we were giving up like 25 points per game, and it
Mhm.
wasn't until late, like to like maybe the fourth or the sixth game, where the team started learning how to win games. They started winning games, learning how to win games. Justin Fields, when he came back from his injuries, they were like 5-2.
Mhm.
The last 7 or 8 games, they're 5-2.
Right.
This is part of the process. This is a part of the process of winning. This is a part of the process of building a contending team. So, Bears fans, Bears media, it would be a Bears move if we traded Justin Fields, because that's what you guys want to say. It will be a Bears move when it comes
Right.
to doing bad stuff. It would be
Mhm.
a Bears move if you moved on from Justin Fields. You drafted Caleb Williams and you didn't build around the team, because it's
Mhm.
really going to set your team back if you're not addressing the offensive line, because we had so many problems on the offensive line, especially with our center and our left guard and our right guard dealing with so many injuries. We need to build this depth. We need to build the depth from the defensive line. We need to build the depth from the offensive line. And we need to get capable weapons who can catch the ball, because that's what Justin Fields was dealing with all season long. Drop
Mhm.
passes from his receivers, the offensive line not standing up, standing pat to help give him enough time to throw the ball.
Mhm.
Bears fans, you need to be patient. Bears media, you need to be patient and stop criticizing Justin Fields. Enough with the negative talk and get behind our quarterback, because until
Mhm.
Justin Fields wears another
Uniform.
another a patch,
Another
or
team's
if he
jersey.
goes to
Another
another team,
logo.
I'm still going to be supporting him. That's what we need to do. We need to get behind Justin Fields and we need to support him, have full support of him, as long as he's with the Bears.
But coach, this is indicative of all fan bases. Fan bases are always going to be short-tempered. They're going to be, quick to jump off of wagons. You know what I mean? They're going to be quick to say that this doesn't work and that doesn't work right away when they don't see results right away. The Detroit Lions, to the point that you were making here, the Detroit Lions showed you how you're supposed to build a franchise up. You start with the coaching. You start with your head coach. You first thing you got to do is get the right coach in place. Okay. And as of yet, I don't believe the Bears have figured that much out. We haven't figured that much out. But I do believe Ryan Poles is trying to work around the nepotism that's going on with the McCaskey family and Matt Eberflus when it comes to his position. But you start there, and then you continue to build. You continue to add. You don't just focus on one position and put all the blame there. This is what I say, Coach, and this is what I mean when I say that Chicago fans have absolutely no clue what a real quarterback is. Because look at what they're doing. With every quarterback that comes to this town, he's getting stoned some kind of way. Now you're praising Mr. Trubisky and what he did, but when he was here, he sucked eggs to you too.
You're crucifying him completely.
Right. And before him, Jay Cutler took you to an NFC championship game, but he was soft and he sucked eggs to you. I mean, what's the right quarterback to the Chicago fan base? And this just speaks volumes to all that I've been saying through the years. The Chicago Bears fans have absolutely no idea what a real quarterback looks like. A real quarterback goes through maturation processes. He doesn't come in and all of a sudden just lights the world on fire. That's not how that works. If you put Patrick Mahomes on this same team with these same weapons at year 3 in his career, without all that he had going for him in Kansas City, they'll probably be in the same situation, bro, and could possibly be in a worse situation because we have a coaching staff that knows absolutely nothing about developing quarterbacks. He was not in that situation.
He did not know how to read a defense when he came here. People don't forget he didn't know how to read a defense.
Right. I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy how many ways we're going to bag the quarterback, and it's going to always be the quarterback's fault. But Bears fan, if y'all just be a little patient, we're around the corner, people. We're around the corner from this success. Last year, we won 3 games. This year, we won 4 more games than that. This is 7 games. Next year, I'm predicting that we'll win 12 games. And with the addition of a Marvin Harrison Jr. and with the learning of a new Kojic offensive playbook, I think the Bears are on the rise. And Justin Fields is a part of that. And you don't have to be a Justin Fields fan. Just be a Chicago Bears fan. Be a Bears fan. And whatever this team does, whether you like Justin Fields or not, get on board with it. Run with your team. Ride or die with your team. When did this become a war of quarterbacks? This
Civil
is
War,
ignorant.
a Bears Civil War. That's so stupid.
Yeah, this is ignorant what's going on in Chicago right now. And people call themselves Bears fans and propagating this crap. Come on, bro. We grown men. At the end of the day, this is just a game, bro. This ain't personal. It ain't our business. None of us are getting paid. Very few of us are getting paid from this kind of content. Come on, man. Be real, bro. Be real, bro. This ain't nothing but us being fans and rooting for our team. You want another quarterback? That's fine. You don't like Justin Fields? That's fine. But come on, bro. Get behind your team, whoever is here. I wouldn't care if Caleb Williams is suiting up here, if Tyson Bagent is our starting quarterback, if we got Drake May, Jaden Daniels, whomever you want to put
whoever
here.
The quarterback
if he done in this, if they're done in this orange and blue, I'm going to bleed it with them, and I'm going to root for them.
Right.
Point blank.
Exactly. As long as they're donning that orange and blue, we gotta go behind them 100%. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, because at the end of the day, we are Bears fans. I mean, I was wearing Rex Grossman jerseys. I was wearing Rex Grossman jerseys. Can you believe me too.
Now, there's a guy that can't read the blitz, but I promise you, as long as he was in this,
but I was behind Rex Grossman 100%. I was
absolutely.
I was behind Craig Krenzel. I was behind Caleb Haney. All those guys we went through.
I was behind those guys.
Jonathan
Quinn. I couldn't stand the side of Jonathan Quinn, but I bet you I rooted for him every Sunday.
I couldn't stand the side of Matt Barkley, but I was still going for him.
Absolutely. Come on,
Brian Hoyer. Remember Brian Hoyer?
If you're a Bears fan, you're a Bears fan. See this orange and blue that I bleed, Kof. I've been bleeding this since I was about 7 years old, bro. I was here in 85, and I'm dating myself. I was here in 85 when the Bears won this with the punky QB known as McMahon at the helm, bro. I was here when all of those glory, when all those glory years was happening.
The 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s when we was going 14-2 and 13-3 and winning won a Super Bowl and going to NFC Championship games. I was here then, and I was here for the lean years. I saw Walter Payton running on this field as a rookie by himself with no help, trying to run through whole defenses by himself, trying to carry this team to glory. Bro, this is real Beardom here. This ain't no Justin Fields nothing. This is real Beardom here. And I need everybody out there to know it. So if you call yourself a Bears fan, you better ride this way. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Exactly. All right. You got any final thoughts before we end this stream, man?
Sure thing. I'm still on board. I'm 100% Ryan Poles. 100%. I think Ryan Poles is the perfect general manager for this franchise. I love everything that he's doing. And guess what, people? I trust his decision making. I think Ryan Poles is making some excellent decisions. I don't know a lot about Shane Waldron, but I trust Ryan Poles. I think that man does his homework. I think he's very thorough. I think he has a great eye, not only for coaching, but also for talent on the field. Get this guy a shot, you may see some glory come next year. And in terms of following Detroit, I think you get the right head coach in place ultimately with this team, because as much as he's liked, I don't think Matt Eberflus is going to be the dude that's going to take us to a Super Bowl, take us to the next level glory, if you will. I think you still have to put coaches in place on this team. You still need to add the talent. I think when it's all said and done, this guy's going to have us contending for a Super Bowl, bro. And I'm not talking the next 3-4 years. I'm talking about maybe in the next 2, bro. I believe the Bears will be there. Go Bears.
That's good. Let's go. Let's go. I definitely agree with everything you said, especially Ryan Poles. He did his thorough research in hiring the offensive coordinator. He's interviewed about 10 people to be offensive coordinator. We never even had that, especially with the hiring of the head coach. Like it was maybe two or three head coaches that we interviewed, and that was about it. And I think you even alluded to this, I don't even think Ryan Poles was behind that Matt Eberflus hiring, because like how
can he be? He gets hired one day, Matt Eberflus gets hired the next. Come on.
Exactly.
How's he behind that?
and then you hired you hired the CEO after the GM.
That is so backwards.
It's so backwards.
That is really backwards. But that's the Chicago way. You draft a quarterback, and then you have a lame duck coach for a year, and then you get rid of him and go get a new coach. No, that's not how that's.
It don't work like that.
Right. You get your president in, you get your general manager in, you let your general manager and your president decide on who the new head coach is going to be, and then let your head coach choose his quarterback.
That's like saying let's hire the employee before the CEO or the general manager.
Let's hire the employee and then sell the company.
Sell the company.
Come on now. That's crazy, but that's the way the Bears have been doing it, bro.
All right, guys. I'd like to thank all y'all for coming. Brent Coleman, Chicago Sports Talk, Michael A.O. Mills, all y'all for coming, man.
Hey, Kof, one more thing before we get out here, bro. If you could bring Brent Coleman's comments up here on the screen, bro. I wanted to speak on this a little bit. The very first one. Go to that first one. He said they just need to say that they don't like JL1. A lot of it has nothing to do with his play. Thank you, Brent. I'm glad somebody finally said that, bro. Somebody finally said that. The real culprit here is that y'all just don't like the guy. Justin Fields doesn't do anything off the field that's terrible. I don't see anything that's god awful that he does on the field. I don't get people who are running around here hating on this guy like he's the worst quarterback since sliced bread that the Chicago Bears have ever had. Have you ever seen the Chicago Bears quarterbacking tree? If you think this guy is bad, you don't know bad. But if you don't like him, just say that, bro. Just say that. Make it personal. Because for a lot of y'all, that's what it is. It's personal.
It's a personal.
I don't know what this man did to y'all. I don't know if y'all asked for an autograph, he didn't give it to you or something. Maybe you asked for a cleat or jersey and he didn't show up to give it. I don't know what the problem is. I don't care personally, but if you're looking at this man play on the field, there's no way in hell you're going to tell me you're watching this guy and the progression that he's taking his team to, and the amount of points when he's on the field in majority of his games that he's producing for this offense. You're going to tell me that this guy is so awful that we need to just uproot him. And you seen this man scoring all these points for this team and putting us in possible positions to win these games. It's ridiculous. Go to his next comment, bro.
This one.
Bears really didn't and haven't really invested in the offense. Green Bay drafted 8 wide receivers and 2 tight ends. 8 wide receivers and a tight end in 2 years. Great point, Brent. This is what I'm talking about, bro. It is not a one-man show getting the job done. If you're going to get the job done, you need all the pieces in place. And
they got to know how to catch a ball.
Right. And look at what we have drafted at the wide receiver position. If there's every GM has a downfall or downside to what his GMing looks like. Some are strengths and some are weaknesses. And if there is a weakness that's been shown in Ryan Poles' selections as a general manager, it's at the wide receiver position. Look what he's drafted in the last 2 years. You brought us Velus Jones, and then you brought us Tyler Scott. Neither of these dudes are comparable and polished enough to be able to play right now at this level and produce on the regularity. They both got speed out this world, but and they got some decent hands, but they don't necessarily run the routes correctly, and they have a problem with catching the ball in play or holding on to ball. They fumble balls and things like that. So but that's a great point, Brent. Green Bay drafted 8 wide receivers and tight ends in 2 years. 2 years. That's a boatload of options that they put in place for Jordan Love to be able.
And Green Bay, they got really good scouts. I mean, look who he was working with. A lot of these were first year and second year receivers. But guess what? They know how to catch the ball. And guess what? They have a capable play caller in Matt LaFleur who knows how to scheme their players to get wide open.
Absolutely.
That's why they blew out the Cowboys. That's why they were giving the San Francisco fits that game. And would have won that game.
Exactly. So the Bears do need to stockpile on offense. In my estimation, Brent, I believe that what the Bears need to do, we need to add, what's that? Marvin Harrison Jr., and then we need
maybe
to
Brock Bowers
offensive line. Give me the big boy. I can never remember his name, but give me the big boy from Oregon, the center. That's who I want. I want that guy at the number 9 pick.
I think that's what's his name, Jackson Powers, the center.
Jackson Powell, bring me that guy. That guy is nasty in the trenches. He reminds me of Olin Kreutz, bro, in the trenches. We need that kind of nastiness at the nose so that these big boys like Kenny Clark for the Green Bay Packers will have some problems.
And Devontae Wyatt, those guys, yeah, we could beat them.
Exactly, bro. We need to stockpile that offensive line. But I agree with you, Brent. We do need to stockpile on offense, bro. You know, not everybody's going to be a gee whiz, golly wow, generational pick. That's the phrasing nowadays. But if you got the opportunity to stockpile at a position, do that. Why? So you can figure out what works best for you, bro. Not every pick is going to work, but you got to figure out what works best for you. I thought the Bears bringing DeMarcus Walker in was, trying to catch lightning in a bottle because they saw him have 10 sacks last year. But when they realized he wasn't this edge rusher that they thought that he was in Tennessee, they stepped their game up, and when he got Montez Sweat, they had to pay some money for this guy, but look at what you brought to the table. Changed the whole trajectory of what our defense does, bro. It can't just always be one player here, one player there, one player there. Sometimes you got to load up on players, bro. You got to load up at positions on players until you figure out who your guy is. And
that's what I like about Ryan Poles so much, because Ryan Poles, he learns from his mistakes. A lot of our past GMs, they get so hard-headed. They never learn from their mistakes, and they never stockpile on talent. They say, oh, okay, this guy's not working. Okay, let me do some research on another guy that's going to help our team and be a possible fit on our team to take us to the next level. We never had that type of GM,
Yeah, click on what Mike had to say there, bro, for me. Said, tired of the quote, you can't pass up on Caleb Williams because he's a generational talent. He's not generational. Here's what I say about Caleb Williams. When I look at him on film, I do see phenomenal play. That guy's got some skills. There's no denying that. But what are you looking at on film that you're seeing him do that Justin doesn't do? He's already doing a lot of this stuff, bro. He's avoiding sacks. He's eluding a contact in the pocket. He's keeping plays alive. He's running down the field at a better clip than Caleb Williams is. And he's making the deep ball throw and hitting his men on the numbers. Justin Fields is reading some defenses and lacing some passes in spots that you shouldn't be able to get the ball to. That's happening, people. That's happening. Whether y'all believe it or not, whether you hate him or not, that regardless of what you're saying, watch the man's play. Watch how he plays on the field. And say what you will about all these 300-yard passing games and all of this here. That's great. What is the ultimate goal for a quarterback? Is the ultimate goal to outpass the other quarterback 300 yards for 250? Or is the ultimate goal to get the team in a position to win the game?
Dude, Lamar Jackson passed for 152 yards and is going to the AFC Championship game. Like, you guys really want to talk about this? Oh, this whole passing thing? Right. He's going to the AFC Championship game.
And, Coach, I've never seen a team win a game 500 yards to 200 yards. That's not how you win games. You don't win games by accumulating yards. You don't believe me? Ask Matthew Stafford. All his years in Detroit, Matthew Stafford was excellent throwing for 300-yard games.
He threw for 5,000 yards.
One touchdown.
2011. Remember the 2014 season? They had the number 2 defense and they had a top 5 offense, right? You can remember that. Yeah, top 5 offense, top 10 defense.
Right.
And guess what that got him? That ain't get him nowhere.
Nothing at all, because you don't win games with yards. You don't win games with pass completions. You win games with points. Nobody has ever won a game 500 yards to 200 yards. You want to win games in the NFL, you better put points on the board. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, Justin Fields puts points on the board. You don't have to like him as a passer, but that guy produces. He gets the job done, people.
Yeah, and another thing I don't get, don't get me wrong, Fields and Lamar Jackson are almost like similar type of players. But like a lot of people in the Bears media, they're like saying, "Oh, how can you compare Justin Fields to Lamar Jackson?" Like this is what I was talking about. You know that Herb Lawrence thing? That's what the whole conversation was about. Okay. Herb Lawrence and Adam Hogue, they're talking about the whole comparison to Justin Fields, and they're saying like Justin Fields, his skill set is almost similar to Lamar Jackson, but they took it out of context. They're like saying that Lamar Jackson is about to be a 2-time MVP. He's led his team to winning so many so many times that he's been here.
Lamar's been here longer than Justin.
Yeah, and look at the situation he's in. He's in a great organizational situation. He's got a great head coach. He's got a great play caller. I mean, you guys really want to talk about this? Like, we already know Justin Fields is not on the level of Lamar Jackson right now, but look at their skill set. Their skill set is similar, and that is what Herb Lawrence was alluding to. But they didn't want to hear about that. Like, you can go and check out CHGO. They didn't want to hear about that. They're like saying, "Oh my God, how can you compare Justin Fields to Lamar Jackson? He's nothing like Lamar Jackson at all. Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP."
The problem that I hear with most of Chicago media faces is that they don't listen very well, bro, to what is being stated, bro. They have a problem with comprehension. Comprehension. When a person says he has a similar skill set to Lamar Jackson, that is not, if you comprehending that properly, that's not putting him equally with Lamar Jackson. That means he has some things that looks like Lamar does. He plays in some ways like Lamar does. That doesn't mean he's doing what Lamar does. Lamar's a better passer. I will give Lamar Jackson that. He's definitely a better passer. But in terms of running, there's not much difference between these two quarterbacks in terms of running. Lamar Jackson is just I'll give him he's a little bit smarter with his decision making, and he's a more accurate passer down the field. Lamar Jackson is playing ball out there. But Lamar Jackson is what, 9 years in? How many years he's been out here now? 7, 8, 9 years.
2018. He's been in the team since 2017, 2018.
Yeah,
He's been in
Lamar Jackson.
3 years longer than Justin Fields.
He's
3
had
or 4 years longer.
time to figure all this out. And guess what, people? A year ago, some of y'all was calling him a bum and saying that he couldn't get it done. Now he's going to the AFC Championship game. Oh, now Lamar Jackson is superior to everybody. I mean, y'all so wishy-washy with this crap. Y'all really need to grow up and learn what the quarterback position entails. You have no idea. And if you were to put a helmet and pads on and told to play quarterback for one series, you would fail miserably. It wouldn't be nothing that you would understand to do.
Y'all would quit. Y'all quit instantly.
Yeah, the delay of games will happen for four straight downs.
4 straight drives, right?
You couldn't understand the lingo that's being spit into the helmet because you got to figure all this out. Quarterback has 15 seconds to hear everything that's being called in from the play caller into the helmet. And 15 seconds, I don't know if you all know this, people, but that microphone that's in his helmet cuts off. So if he didn't get the whole play out, if the offensive coordinator didn't get the whole play out in that 15 seconds, the quarterback's got to already know. He's got to have it.
He already got to know the play design.
What the rest of that play is, and get that relayed to the other players that's in the huddle and be ready to go and snap that ball and have everything already read on defense, have the protections in place, have the receivers running the right routes, adjusting hot routes, and all of this here in that amount of time. When you can do that, come holler at me about playing quarterback.
Exactly.
I'm done.
And exactly. And like I said, guys, I mean, this is not rocket science, man. Like, this is not rocket science. You guys talk about how Justin Fields hold the ball too long. He only averages 3.2 yards to throw the ball. I mean, what's his name averages around that time? Patrick Mahomes around that time. And guess what? He has the proper protection to do that. He averages around the same time that Justin Fields does. And nobody complains about that. I'm telling you guys, you got to give. This is why I'm so critical a lot of the Bears media and the Bears fans, because you don't even know what a quarterback looks like. You don't know what a quarterback looks like.
And you got to build a team.
You got to build the team.
This is a team.
You can't just draft Caleb Williams. You can't just draft Drake May. You can't just draft Jaden Daniel. No, you got to build the team. That's how you win games. That's how you win games.
You see this guy here?
That's how
on my back screen. He's a part of building a team. That's part of a team concept. This is why you draft him number 9. This is why you need to go and get Jackson Powers at the number 9 pick this year. You're building a team. No one person. Look, as cold as Michael Jordan was in his NBA days, when he first got to the Bulls, there was no way with him scoring 50 points a game that he was winning the NBA championship. Why? Because he didn't have a team around him.
Look at Wilt Chamberlain. Look at Wilt Chamberlain. He only won 2 championships, but guess what? He was a great player, one of the greatest players of all time. But guess what? Most of his teams were not that good because he didn't have that proper team around him. You know, the same way like Bill Russell. Bill Russell, he didn't score a lot of points. Great defensive player. He wasn't a great scorer, but guess what? He had the team. He won championships because
11 championships in his
11 championships in 13 years because he had a great organization that put him in position to win. They gave him the proper players for him to be in position to win. And that's what the Chicago Bulls did with Michael Jordan.
Football is not tennis. It's not a one-man show out there. Football is not boxing. This is not boxing, people. You're not getting in the ring, and because you were taught to go left, right, uppercut, jab, stick, move, you're not getting in the ring by yourself and just performing all this, and all the glory is befalling on you. Look, you just saw a game where Josh Allen played out of his gourd in the playoffs, divisional round of the playoffs. That dude played marvelously against the Kansas City Chiefs, and because he had receivers that didn't catch balls.
Stephon Diggs, I'm looking at you.
Right. He had a field goal kicker that missed wide right. Infamous words in the Buffalo Bills history. And missed wide right. That man came away with a loss. How can you blame Josh Allen for that? You can't. That guy played outstanding. He had 2 rushing touchdowns and he threw 4 touchdown passes in that game. That guy was phenomenal on that field, but he lost the game. Why? Because it's team, bro. It has to be team. Ain't no winning without no team. Bears fans, y'all need to get y'all head out the sand and learn what a team is.
Right. Exactly. But like I said, man, I'd like to thank all y'all for coming. What up, CG? How you doing, bro? Good luck to your team in this Sunday, man. But I'd like to thank all y'all for coming. And make sure you guys like and subscribe for more content, and you can get more notification in regards to Chicago Bears updates and NFL news.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, guys, especially you Bears fans, man, you got to be patient and ride this wave, man. Because let me tell you, it's a team. This is a team sport. This is a team sport. And if you guys draft Caleb Williams, I'm telling you, if he doesn't perform this season or next season, you're gonna send your team back the next 3 to 4 years. But if you keep Justin Fields, I promise you, man, we are gonna take this north. We're gonna take this north, man.
Yeah,
and we never gonna give it back.
It's on its way up, and thank God that Ryan Poles is the decision maker at the end of the day. I'm so grateful that he does not think like Chicago Bears fans, bro. This man has his own mind. He's got a game plan. He's attacking this the right way, bro. You just saw this man take this from a 3-14 team to a 7-10 team, and potentially 10-7 if we win the games that we were in position to win, if not for late game collapses. Bro, we talking 12 wins
from the coaching. Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, but anyways, guys,
Roman, you think so, bro?
What about Greg Roman? What happened?
The right fit, bro.
Should have hired Greg Roman if you stick with Fields. I mean, Shane Waldron is a good hire. He's a good hire. I think Shane Waldron is perfect because Shane Waldron, he has a perfect blend with the passing game and the running game. And if you looked at this tape, I mean, it's good. It's impeccable. You should check out his tape, CG Ruthless. His offense.
Cope, I keep trying to say that I'm done, but things keep coming up. So let me jump this. One thing that Bears fans want to see, they want to see action in the passing game. So this is why you get a Shane Waldron over a Greg Roman. Greg Roman really had Lamar Jackson shining in the run game, bro. They were run heavy over there with the Ravens. But it depends on what your organization is trying to do. The Bears are trying to take this next level with the passing game because we got the running game. We already know Justin Fields has got that. We already know Khalil Herbert. We know that we got these guys in place. But if you want the passing included, you need a guy that can help this offense maturate to that level. The Bears have sucked on offense in the offensive passing game for eons, for years. What made y'all think that it was going to be fixed in a year's time? Just because you got DJ Moore over here? That wasn't going to be enough. We got to have more. It's about adding more. It's about building. It's about
progression, making progressions.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You got to get all of that in place. Over.
All right, guys. Now I'm going to end it here. Like you said, Chicago up, Bear down. All right, guys. Peace.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood. We'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday.